If you have spent any time at all on the internet, I'm sure that you have either heard of or witnessed firsthand the work of a Twitter bot. In the world today, there are bots for everything, from telling the weather to spreading the news to manipulating information. In fact, the Pew Research estimates that almost 66% of all tweets that have links are from bot accounts. The University of Southern California claims that nearly 48 million bots are active on Twitter as of 2016. That number could only have gone up. They can be both a boon or a bane towards humanity, depending on who is at the hand of programming the software. Before we dive too deep into what a Twitter bot is made out of, let's look at some of the examples. On the wholesome side of the world, you have the Tiny Care bot. This bot was created by Johnny Sun, who, interestingly enough, was also one of the writers of the 6th season of the Netflix show BoJack Horseman. Tiny Care bot is programmed to give out little reminders, such as reminding you to take the time to breathe or to wash your hands thoroughly. Some can be silly, like DBZ Napa is a bot when any Twitter uses the phrase over 9,000 will automatically reply with, "What? 9,000?" in reference to a popular meme that came out of the show Dragon Ball Z. But some are more malicious than that and are made to spread disinformation to the masses. This is often seen right before an election of some variety and can use quotes out of context, made up facts, and conspiracy theories to sway the opinion of the general public. Now that we know what kind of bots there are, and that some are bad and some are good, let's get into what they actually are and how they're made. Twitter bots are made up of a few different components, and there are a few different ways to go about making one. Your first step, regardless, would be to apply for a developer account by heading over to developer.twitter.com/apply to create your own Twitter app specifically for your bot. This process is you applying to use Twitter's API or Application Programming Interface. Wikipedia describes this as a computing interface which defines interactions between multiple different software intermediaries. It defines the kinds of calls or requests that can be made, how to make them, and the data formats that should be used or the conventions that follow. The next step is to link your Twitter account to your developer account. This is to verify your email address and your phone number to show that you're an actual person making this bot and not a bot making bots. Then, you will be required to explain why you want to create a developer account, what audiences you're targeting, what trends, what tweets should be curated, and why. They're trying to avoid as much spam as possible, keeping the platform as usable as it can be. The next step is going to be asking you if your developer account is going to be available to a government entity, like the FBI or the Justice Department, for example. Again, because they don't want to get sued as much as anyone else doesn't. Then you have the Terms of Service Agreement to abide by, such as no reverse engineering of the Twitter app, don't spam users, you must allow geographical data if you're tagging places, and under no circumstances use the Twitter logo. After you agree to all that, you have to verify your email address, and then, boom, you have your own developer account. From here is where you build your own Twitter app. But first, before you can get your API key, you need to specify a few more details, like your app's name, the description of the app, the website where your bot is based, and the purpose of your Twitter app, i.e., why you want to make a bot. And regardless of the redundancy of all of this, it's just to ensure that you're following their rules. After you've gotten your API key, it's time to program your bot. You can use scripts like Python or Node.java if you're an experienced programmer. Or you can use a JavaScript that's pre-written by a CS engineer named Amit Agarwal of the company Labnol. You will need to then link your Twitter app to the developing environment so that the two can communicate and work properly. In order to do this, head over to the link labeled Google Scripts by Amit Agarwal in the video description and get that opened up and reviewed. Amit also has very informative websites describing how to fully use his script, which I will link right below that one in the description. In short, after you link your API keys and access tokens, you need to provide the script with what you want the bot to search for on Twitter, what times you want the program running, and what actions you want it to do, such as retweeting, replying, direct messaging, or just collecting usernames and data. And there you have it. Once you have all that filled out and saved, you now have an active Twitter bot. If you found this video informative or helpful and it helped you answer some questions that you've had about Twitter bots or to make one of your own, leave a like and subscribe. If you have more questions or comments, leave them in the section below. Otherwise, I'm Waylon, and this is Set the PCs.